Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with Mighty Nein Time, episode 104, The Ruined Silver. I have to assume the Ruined Silver is what broke through the sky, because in the Patreon hour, we learn about Vokodo. Caduceus wins the greatest role ever, the one role that I thought we'd never ever succeed in. It is like a 10% chance that you win that role. Caduceus finally gets it. I think it was like a 5 he rolled. Amazing. We end up getting to find out that Vokodo hammered in to this island by the volcano through the astral sea, or from the astral sea, I should say, but went through a silver shimmery sky. So is that the ruined silver? I don't know. It doesn't kind of make enough sense, but it is silver in the word, and Matt said it several times. But Vokodo went flying into the island. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but I feel like the way Matt was describing it was that Vokodo wasn't evil at that point because it was running scared from something. Now it could just be evil and something scarier and more evil is coming after it. But I feel like the fact that Matt then said the volcano changed it into what it is now, that then changed the island into what it is. So I'm thinking that maybe it was kind at one point, running from something, hiding here, got turned into something else by pure greed or something like that, or maybe it's being controlled in the mind just like the people are in a different sort of way, like it's being poisoned by the power. I don't know, but something's going on. And I love that we got the role because we learned a lot of the history of Vokodo. I didn't think we'd get that deep or at least learn things like that, but here we are. So we decided we're going to go check out the ruins. We are going to possibly, and I feel like we're going to, and that is why I actually held up the Patreon hour by like a minute or two, because I feel like we're about to jump into a geyser, get shot out like a jet stream into the air, and then possibly turn into birds or use featherfall or both and survive it so that we could get to the ruins quicker. Valia is like, I think this is a horrible idea. Water on wings and everything like that, bad idea. No good. And we're like, yeah, okay, whatever. I think we're going to do it. I don't know for sure because it looked like Ford was kind of against it, but then he just went with it. He in the Patreon hour was quite rude, I thought, because he didn't want everyone jumping in, running after Caduceus, which ended up working out. Both ran after Caduceus and caught up and then beat the shit out of him and then woke him up and he was good. But before all that happened, Ford was like, yo, you bunch of yahoos just jumping in. We were supposed to formulate a plan, but the reason we didn't was because Matt was like, the clock is ticking. As you're speaking, Caduceus is getting further and further away in a system of tunnels that are branching ever so continuously throughout everywhere. And Ford got a little bit of an attitude about it, and Bo ended up succeeding with the help of Caleb and the giant hand claw and everything else, which was glorious. So let's just jump in, and then we're going to watch the rest of the live stream. There's like 2.5 hours for the live stream this week. And then the next week's episode I saw is even longer. So you guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode of Campaign 2. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We just finished Percy Jackson and True Detective Season 4. And we're on to Avatar live action starting February 22nd. At 3 a.m. I'll be doing it. I'm getting as far ahead as humanly possible without dying. Other things too, Cobra Kai, Stranger Things. In the description is the link for Patreon, full unedited, everything if not. Episode 104, The Ruined Silver. Mighty Nein Time. All right, here we go.
You taught me featherfall.
Yeah,
we could all join hands.
All join hands.
Spring up together. You and me.
I stopped right there because I was afraid that Veth was going to grab the hands and just jump on in.
Here's the other thing, though. I mean, I'm not brilliant with like mathematics or physics or stuff, but I feel like if we're on the inside and it shoots us up, we're not going to make it through the waterfall. So it's just going to shoot us up, and we're going to catch the edge of the ceiling.
Or out.
Well,
Or
I thought we were
out.
going to go
Away from the
out,
cliff.
Or out.
right? And then up.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I
We
agree.
need to go for sure.
Definitely
I
just
am
do
pretty
it.
good with math, and the idea that you think you can predict the direction you are going to be thrown into.
Oh,
the
you
sky
definitely
by
cannot.
jumping
We
into a
definitely cannot
geyser is
predict.
Ludicrous.
Yes. But it would be hilarious and
The thing is,
entertaining
we all
for
hold
us.
hands, and then we can have like a contest. Like.
See,
whoever
I was
lets
under the
go
impression
loses.
it was go
You
time.
convinced me.
I didn't realize there'd be more of a discussion. I wanted Beth to just grab hands and jump
Okay,
in.
forget it. We can hike for an hour if it means saving all of our lives.
Hike for
The
an hour.
important stuff.
Oh, we're really not going to do it? I'm kind of sad. I would have bet money at that point. I was definitely leaning more towards the jump. It wasn't confirmed.
We're all gonna go goldfish.
Right.
God, with those.
I
No. What's the worst that could happen?
am down for whatever you want to do.
Jump.
I'm gonna
Which
jump
means this
into
is
the
done.
water and start swimming towards the geyser.
So
Jester's
decides
going
his
towards
turn
the
towards
geyser.
You guys follow suit.
Nope.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got
Nope
10 minutes
to
of
Caleb.
this stupid spell. You guys better get over here.
we're coming.
Wait, what
I'm gonna
spell?
cast control water on the geyser and open it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Flying over,
All right.
swimming over.
So we're just exiting the cave in a safe and orderly manner. Okay. Okay.
We're exiting in a safe.
I'm gonna.
What if
control the
Jester
water a little
waited
bit
till
below
they
the
crossed
surface so
over and,
it
like,
maybe gives more of a gap
Okay.
for people to swim.
Okay,
That'd be
now- Now
amazing.
that you see the
I would
width
say
of
everyone
the
go
cavern,
through
you
at the
can
same
safely put the
time,
water off to the
and
side.
then
So
trick them and
easy
blast
enough for
them
you to
through the
do.
ware-
You watch
the
as
ware.
Jester from this
The
side
air.
divides the singular upward waterfall geyser and leaves kind of an open doorway, a pathway out into the lagoon itself. And you all, one by one, swim your way through safely without having to make
Taking
any
the safe
saves.
path, because they did say we could
And you're
hike.
now
It's
out
just
into
longer.
the
You heard
bright
Jester
day
say it.
Sunlight, a
So
blue,
take
nearly
take us a
cloudless
little bit
sky.
longer.
And as you look up, you can see a
But
little
we
mountain in
might
the nearby
all
jungle.
live.
Mist still hangs, but you're now all are outside of the cavern safely. And what would you like to do?
A plan so simple it just might work.
Love it.
So fly now, walk later. Is that what we're
What's safer,
doing?
do you think?
Well, the mountain is treacherous in its own right. I don't know what creatures might be living on the northeastern side of it, if at all, and it is at some points crumbly and a bit of a fall could occur. As far as the exterior of the ruin, I do not know what lies there. I've avoided it since I've been here.
So
Let's fly now and walk towards the ruin.
Yeah.
I like
I
That way we
agree.
can know what we're approaching as we're.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We can do it stealthily.
Stealth
I like that.
alley.
Very well.
Write this
And you
down.
watch as Vilya suddenly leaps from the water and
I keep saying
shoot out.
Valga, by the way. It's
Oh, but be
Vilya.
ready for it.
she's now flying above, kind of
In my head, I
Am I
picture
going first?
Vilya,
No, you're going
and
with
for
her.
some reason it comes out
Which I
as
think is
Valya.
first. I think the
Like
newsroom the
Va,
same.
I thought
Val.
we were going to talk
with
about
an
this
I.
first, though, before we did
But it's
this.
Vilya.
Time for talking is over. I really don't know if that's ever true.
Do you want to do
Fall back. You want to do parchment?
parchment boulder shears? Boulder parchment shears?
Boulder
Or-
parchment shears. Who am I
Boulder
doing it?
parchment shears.
me,
Let's do it. Here we go.
Well, maybe I can go with her. I'll do
Yasha
it.
I'll go. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
ready,
Ready?
ready.
Wait, all three of us are going?
Three-way,
Yeah,
three-way.
yeah.
Yeah, wait.
Three-way.
Wait,
Feels like
Rock,
this
paper,
is
scissors.
the idea.
maybe it should just
Three-way.
be
Ready?
just you two. You
No,
go.
Three-way.
Okay.
Yasha got Ford, but then Bo gets Yasha, but then Ford gets Bo. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. That couldn't have been worse. Usually that doesn't happen. I've done three ways before like that. Usually that doesn't happen.
No,
Usually
three-ways, that is not how you accomplish
it's not common for everyone to pick a different
You
one.
all survived to level 12.
How have you all survived to level 12? You should all be dead. That was good.
There's no way that happens twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very uncommon. I used to gamble on the weirdest things, and this was one of them.
Yes, I win.
Yeah, see now Ford got him.
That
Okay.
means you're going with her?
It's like, I don't know what the odds exactly are, but it's the worst odds, I feel like, to have that happen.
grasp you in the water and pull you from the lagoon. You guys watch as Ford, because it just crest off, ocean dripping from him below.
Worth it.
way the fuck you go.
All right. So
Holy moly.
what's the flight marching order here?
Flight marching order.
Mixing it
I
up,
think we're gonna
I'll
do a
transform
flight
and grab
marching
the lesbians
order.
and take off.
Off we go, and then we decide the rest of our lives for a giant live stream. I might jump ahead and watch like 10 minutes of it, just so the live stream isn't 3 hours long. Because I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit the 50 likes with a 2.5 hour live stream. So it's gonna be more like a 3.5 hour live stream by the time we're done.
tired.
So I'm gonna watch a little bit after this.
I'm tired now.
All right. So a bright
A
blue,
light blue.
light blue. Which bird?
Giant owl.
Right now.
Bangarang.
Yeah, fuck it. I said it.
Sure.
Oh my
All
god.
right, not get on my back.
Okay.
Caduceus?
All right.
All right.
I'm doing the thing.
All right.
I'm doing the thing.
So
I'm gonna hold my
Doing the
feet while I
dance.
fly. I'm gonna hold my feet like this, so Caduceus can just like sit in my hand.
Oh,
and
that's
let his
very
feet dangle.
That's much more.
fun.
Yeah. Enjoy some tea.
Enjoy some tea.
Yes.
there you go.
That's adorable.
I have chai.
All right. So as the three birds coast
Pumpkin chai.
kind of along
I think
the
Matt's signing
eastern
off.
side of the mountain, you can see the little wisps of cloud that are above, just the little elements, little pockets of condensation in the atmosphere kind of shooting by as you make your way around the eastern side of the island and over the volcanic edge. You can see the blackened smoke still rising, still thick and angry as it was the night before.
Kodo better chill.
As the first hour
fuck
passes,
out.
So dumb.
I'm so sorry.
They're
They're
aftershocks.
aftershocks.
It's gonna be
oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's really what it is.
Marisha is
Oh, we're
dying.
Oh, we're loopy. Okay, keep going.
Come to Critical Role for epic adventure.
We have a solid minute of laughter. Even Travis is hysterically laughing up there.
We better start the show over.
Yeah, I know. I gotta start from the beginning. It's the only way.
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah. As you guys are heading, as you head your way through the atmosphere, two regular owls and one light blue one. We're gonna go to break.
We're gonna go to break. We're gonna start the show over. That's why we're taking. I feel like we were already taking a break,
Give us a moment to cool down.
but I'm not sure now. I thought it was coming up, but only because I knew it was coming up.
Oh shit.
And welcome back.
Welcome back.
So, everyone, as you make your way,
All right,
as we
everyone bursted into laughter. I skipped ahead. We're gonna watch like 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see where a good place to stop is, but I figure let's get a little bit in. Because at this point, there's over 2.5 hour live stream next week.
Heading across the northern edge, you come to the end of the hour-long first length of the journey in which those who are using the spell must re-up. So, Jester and Caleb, I take it you spend another slot? Are you able to spend another slot?
Yes. I'll spend a 5th level.
5th
Alrighty.
level.
Oh yeah, two. Yes.
2-2.
Oh yeah.
A 5th level
We get
2-2.
2 hours of it. This is my last time I can cast it. Okay, goodbye.
Okay. The brief stop on what looks to be a somewhat shaky but semi-safe place to take a moment. You all take a rest, except for you. Billy just keeps you up there.
Just blood trickling down your arm.
Did he say Villiers?
You recast and then lift off once more.
Villiers?
And as you take on this next leg of the journey, you can begin to see from above what you assume is where the ruin resides. The thick, dense
All right,
jungle
we're
ahead
here.
of you
We get to see the
eventually gives way.
ruins.
You can see the trees begin to turn kind of brown
Death.
and then begin to fall in. And there is a region, a wide grove where the jungle has just died away and is now fallen and rotting vegetation into gray, dusty, rock-filled emptiness. You can see this kind of texture to it at this distance. You're not quite sure what the landscape is other than the change in color. Any folks who also want to make a perception check, just kind of in the general vicinity of the island around you?
Dinosaur check.
Yes. Dinosaur
We're
check,
still
dinosaur
airborne?
check.
Yeah,
You're still airborne,
well,
yes.
Yeah.
So we're at.
Matt
we
put
get
me in a
advantage on our
trance.
check.
Yep.
You're
I
there,
got,
but you
like,
have to use the modifier from your
Into the world.
9,
Matt
yo.
will soothe me into this world.
25.
25.
Not worth mentioning.
Natural 20.
Natural
Whoa,
20. I feel like that's
going
in.
2 tonight.
It's on a
I've
perception
watched
check,
not
too.
just in the YouTube video, but since the
Okay.
Patreon
Eighth
video,
one
she's
tonight.
got at least 2 or 3.
I'm
Counting that
monks
one.
are OP.
So, Beauregard and Owl Jester. Looking down below, you do see,
Beauregard and Owl
as you're kind of moving ahead, covered mostly by the canopy, but on the kind of northwestern side of where the mountain reaches the jungle, you can barely make out what looks like some sort of a chasm or a crack in the floor of the jungle that kind of snakes through, and you can see areas where some trees have kind of slightly fallen in, and it just is this darkened crevasse.
Is it far off of where we're flying?
Correct. It's far from where you're flying, but you do notice, kind of just mark that as you're continuing forward.
It's a rip in time and space.
Towards the end of the second hour, you are getting closer to the point where you can start making out some details in the middle of this grayed space where the ruin supposedly resides. But you're not going to be able to make it. You're going to have to stop about 3 or so miles beyond the boundary.
30 or
3.
Oh,
3.
Beyond the boundary there. So eventually you begin to crest lower and lower. With your perception checks, you do see in the middle of this, while the area is gray, there was once a jungle here, or at least elements of it, that has just fallen in and petrified, rotted and petrified. So like a lot of the wood elements you can see look
I'm very
sagged
into
and
it.
partially sunken
I have
in and
nothing
then
to say.
dried, almost like they were kind of frozen and then left to gray. You see what
I'm
looks to be a
picturing like
number of
Mordor,
broken
like Lord of the
buildings.
Rings, the areas
Maybe
around
like
Mordor.
a small village,
All the
a very
death,
small village of some kind that is dilapidated.
decay,
You can see
dilapidated,
structures
it's a good word
that
too, all
are mostly
Ds.
intact, and some that are just the bare bones exterior, the corners and the bare remnants
What's
of
Sam's
where they
shirt?
once stood.
I don't know what
And
that's
there is a singular
referring to, but
obelisk-like
it's gotta
spire
be
you see
something.
emerging from the center of that region. Too far to make out the details of it, but there is something, a larger central structure that rises up in the center at an almost slight angle.
Anything in the air above it?
Not that you can make out at this moment.
It's a slight, it's like
A very faint angle. But the mists that permeate the jungle across the entire island do continue into this space. And the mists are now met with a heavy fog, a fog layer that that's why you can just make out the various details at this point. It is a fog-shrouded region.
oh no.
And you are coming down into the canopy.
Oh no.
You begin to reach the point where you're going to have to slow down a bit, or you're going to start whipping towards the top edges of the trees.
Yes, this is not good.
I mean, Villia can keep this up, but you guys have to land eventually. And so, after a moment, you all slowly begin to circle and then make your way safely through the canopy, amongst the high ends of the trees, and then down, touching onto the soft
All right,
jungle
soft
floor.
landing. We're down. We're
You can hear
safe.
the
We're
sound
on
of
the ground.
Insects and other creatures around you, the bird calls and other clicking creatures that live in the area. The soft floor meets your feet, and both of you revert back to your forms, and you are gingerly placed down by Villy before she returns to her humanoid self.
How you doing, Ford?
Great. I am ready for more. It's sad to be on the ground.
I'm ready for more.
The air is where I belong.
Would you like to ride on my shoulders?
No. But thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't think he'd say yes,
So,
but I wanted him to.
The spire, you all saw that on the way in?
Yeah, it looks promising.
Okay.
Could be
Yeah.
something.
It's a word.
Interesting, isn't it?
That's a word.
Yeah. Where would it have come from?
You
Like
saw
a
that
big-
giant spire on the way in?
Well, at an
That
angle,
is something.
and with everything around it dead, like a crater almost.
I have a feeling, yeah.
It's the shard.
I think this is where he crash landed.
Yeah,
Or
where he
a
crashed.
smile or something.
Yeah, when I throw a ball of flame,
Yeah.
it looks a little bit like that afterwards.
It's true.
A little bit.
to be crash landed,
Crash
and then
landed.
shards from other dimensions kind of scattered like fallout, like debris. This could be,
Is this like
Ground zero.
anything like the vision I had? Or
Ground zero.
Was it too?
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a good question. Anything similar
You
to
didn't
the
see any specifics other than
Caduceus vision.
shards of different locations within this realm and beyond being dragged through when this entity punctured beyond the astral sea and landed here.
Got
But you did not pick up specifics to the
I mean,
outside.
just to be able
An
to
underfoot,
puncture
it's
through the astral
Just
sea to
dead
get
earth
here,
and no moisture.
even
once
if
you're there, you
the
haven't quite
volcano
reached the
changed
perimeter.
it,
You guys are still
it
a
had
ways
to
in
be
the jungle.
super
Jungle,
powerful.
right.
Yeah.
And what was it
Are you
running
moving
from? How
full pace? Are you
powerful is
moving
that?
through
If
stealthily?
this thing
What do
could
you
do
want?
with that,
Carefully.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, it is around noon at this time with the travel you've made, or like you're approaching noon. So you've made some decent time with the flight.
got like a medium pace. A medium.
At a
wish it was
medium
nighttime
pace.
already.
Whenever
so
I
that
hear
could sleep and get my
that,
spells
I think
back.
of Adam Sandler.
Sorry.
Yeah, medium pace.
Okay, so not stealthy, just going casually.
Stealthy is slow.
Yeah, we
trying
should
to
be
3
stealthy.
miles.
We're trying to get to the jungle line, right? To the clearing.
I mean,
Yeah,
3
once-
miles.
Once we start to lose
I
tree
feel like
cover, I mean, I
even
know
if
there
we
is
go
a
stealthy, it
but
shouldn't take too
once the
long.
closer we get,
You
maybe
could
we could
casually go
slow it
3
down.
miles
Yeah.
in under 30 minutes.
Okay. What is the
So I
marching
feel
order,
like
if you don't
it
mind?
would be worth going stealthy, considering. But I mean, I guess we don't have to.
Yeah.
How many people would be around here? I guess.
On the
But
road.
Beth and
Yeah.
Beauregard.
Expert perception, yep.
Yeah.
We'll be behind Caleb after Caduceus.
Gale after Caduceus, and it doesn't have to be single file. I
I feel like that would be a
Beauregard
great
and Caduceus
sitcom.
kind of shoulder
Caleb
Well, then I
after
will
Caduceus.
Take 5
I
or
can
10
see it.
feet out to the side.
They're
so I
wearing
have a clear
business
line of
suits,
sight.
kind of like the
Okay.
Odd Couple.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
kind
kinda
of
be-
follow behind that.
All right.
I'll be in the back, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll stay in the back with Ford.
Okay, Villia will be kind of up in the center with you, Jester.
Okay.
Swords in the back.
All right.
Swords in the back.
Pushing through the sweltering jungle, the insects are thick, reminiscent of the kind of mosquitoes that had pursued you when you first made it through. Villia, however, as they arrive, you watch she puts her hand up and kind of creates this gust of wind that blows them back. And
Thank
as
you.
you press forward, she kind of steps a little bit further up and begins to create this kind of wind gust barrier to the front that keeps any of the insects from flying close enough to you, now that she's aware that it's an issue. You push forth through the jungle, pushing past the various heavy vines and tangles. She points out a few other danger spots or familiar bits of carnivorous vegetation. Those similar kind of blood-colored vines
very
that you
helpful.
approached when you first arrived on the island are fairly
That was my
thick in
complaint
some
with
elements of this region.
Viridian, but we learned that Viridian was not
who's
a real
guiding
person. She
this
was this
Primarily,
person.
who's the one who's taking point on this? Is that you, Veth?
I guess so.
Make a survival check for me, if you don't mind.
That's me. I'm in the lead. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
A total of
21.
there we go.
21.
Easy enough. Thankfully, you were taking stock while you were descending towards the jungle, and in the brief moment before you broke the canopy, you paid attention to as many kind of landmark trees and the general direction you had to continue to go based on the direction of the sun in a way that would make Caleb proud. And with that, you press on without
Brigadier to
veering from the
Caleb's
path,
eye.
taking the shortest route possible. You begin to notice the coloration of the jungle around you begin to shift. You can see the vines are beginning to sag, the branches are beginning to slightly bow. You can see the thick, lush foliage beginning to curl at the edges, begin to brown. The ground itself gives off this kind of sweet, musky smell of rotting vegetation. And as you continue forward, it begins to wither
Wait,
and
wait.
bend.
Before we go fully into like the dead stuff,
Okay.
I'm going to use my charm of plant command.
Okay.
And
Talk to some of the dying plants.
I forget.
Or
It's not like
how does it
that
work?
isn't like speak with plants.
that's
is
what I'm
it?
thinking, right? She wants to
Speak of
talk
plants
to
is you
them.
can talk to them.
Yeah, is that basically the same? Oh, that is what it is.
That is
I
what it
speak
is,
with
yeah.
plants.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
I'm
my
going
guess is
to
she wants
talk
to-
to a tree.
Okay.
One
you
of the
walk up
ones
to
that's-
one that's still living, though it's kind of it's starting to wither a little bit.
Oh. How are you feeling?
It's screaming.
Are you okay?
Look at freaking Marisha.
Not really.
Marisha's screaming.
What happened to you?
Love the tree. It's kind of been like this for a while. It's
It's Pumat's soul tree.
Yeah, it looks like it feels icky.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you don't remember what it was that caused this? How many rings have you gotten since it happened?
I haven't looked.
Look at your rings, sir. Check your rings.
It's Cad Spruces.
Yeah.
Cad spruces.
Wow.
Good one. No.
No, it was good. I'll give it to
It's a
her.
rough place around here.
Yeah.
I'm one
Cad
of the lucky
spruces.
ones.
Yeah, it looks like if you'd have been a little bit further in. Oof. Bad news bears.
Telling me, some of the others are losing their minds.
Oh, really? Like how?
Like their minds are being lost.
Wow.
Horrible.
What would make you feel better? Do you know?
I'm starving.
I could move back a little bit more.
Yeah, that would be great. I'll see what I can do about that, okay?
We're being
That's very
sucked
swell,
in
thank
to the
you.
gray and the darkness of all of it.
You don't remember how long you've been like this at all?
I mean, I don't know. Better part of half a century, maybe.
That's a long
All
time.
right, better part of half a century. Something.
I'll try to get it fixed for you, okay?
I
Matt said
appreciate
at one
that.
point
That's real
it could be
nice.
anywhere from
Alright.
25 years to
See you
several
around.
hundred years
Bye.
that Vokodo landed. We don't know for sure.
Ooh.
He's making it sound like
Poor guy.
it's somewhere on the
Not very
shorter half of that.
chipper?
No, he sounds like he is just real, almost drunk, but like just fatigued.
Did tree did?
Yeah.
What does that sound like?
Kind of like Caduceus.
Yeah.
He said it could have been like around 50 years that he's been like this.
Wow.
So 25 and now potentially 50
Makes you think.
generations.
All right, everybody, that is it for Mighty Nine Time for episode 104. So we talk to a tree and we find out, as long as the tree isn't totally wrong, but if the tree is accurate, it is about 50 years. He said the better half of half a century. I think that's what he said. Either way, Laura said roughly 50 years, give or take. We were told, if I'm not wrong, I thought that Matt said anywhere from 25 years. And then there was another thing we saw or found out that was like 300 years. That might have dealt with the ships that are in the place, like the little alcove that we found. But I'm assuming if the ships have been there for almost 300 years, that Vokodo has been there for 300 years. But we also learned that Vokodo was turned by the volcano. So maybe the volcano has been doing something to people well before Vokodo. I don't know what is confirmed or what is not, but all I need to know at this point, whether it was 25 to 300 years or not, is they're saying it's more like 50, as long as we could trust the trees. I think the trees are somewhat accurate. I don't think Matt is going to steer us into the totally wrong direction. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but I feel like 50 years is a good number to go off of. I feel like we are at ground zero of where Vokodo crash landed. So there are shards of alternate dimensions around. Like, the thing that I can't get out of my head is how powerful are these creatures. I don't think things break through the astral planes or astral sea with ease, but it's running from something. So something else is even crazier and more evil or deadly. I mean, and it might not even be evil, like I said originally. It could be that Vokodo got turned evil by the volcano. If there's anything I'm getting wrong, please correct me in the comments. Let me know. And we will have about 2 hours and 10 minutes for the live stream on Friday. And if we get 50 likes, which I'm sure we will, doing that long of a live stream, we're going to go 30 minutes into the next one. I saw that episode 105 is almost 5 hours long. So I don't know if it's a major one or there's got to be some sort of battle or something going on for it to be that long. But I don't know how that one's going to split up. But either way, we will get through this like we get through every episode, and we will just continue live streams until the end of time. So join us over there Friday, 5:45. You want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see the Patreon hour exclusive for every episode of Campaign 2. We're also doing Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, just finished Percy Jackson and True Detective, starting Avatar, live action on February 22nd. Hundreds of other movies and shows full unedited. In the description is the link for Patreon. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.